2021 work session, and I'll have the clerk please call it to order for me.
Mr. Reynolds.
Here.
Mr. Chambers.
Here.
Mr. Mullins.
Here.
Ms. Walden.
Here.
Ms. Shinholster. Dr. Lee.
Mayor's note. First and foremost, I want to say it is good that all of us are going to be back together for another full 4 years. I'm so thankful for our constituents that thought enough of us to allow us to stay at the helm and do what we're supposed to do. Make sure that we're taking care of them, taking care of our districts, and me taking care of everybody at large. Had some notes and I haven't left them. I guess I wanted to ask the question, Mr. Griffin. I saw we have some work going on down here on Hancock. Is that related to Verizon?
Yes, ma'am. That's a private contractor doing that.
Can that work? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I have some other questions I'll ask a little later in the next meeting. Had a wonderful board of trustees meeting in Atlanta with GMA. A lot of great information, a lot of great things going on. As a fully fledged board of trustee member right now, I'm going to put some information into you all's packets or into your boxes so that you can kind of read and know what's going on with GMA. Also, I'm going to make sure you all know we have some more appointments coming up, seats that need to be filled on boards. Mr. Griffin, you have it, right?
I do.
And
yes,
I also
ma'am.
have a copy.
That information will be in my report at the end of the week.
Okay, I also have a copy already, so I want to make sure council, take a look at those good when it comes up to these new appointments.
I do have a question about that, Mayor.
Sure.
If I could ask, if it is a reappointment situation, do you all want to see the credentials that we have on file for those reappointments?
That's what we
as
said.
well as the new people?
Yeah, well, we had stated the last time around that we want the credentials that were already there was fine. We didn't need theirs. But if it's somebody's new, then we would need to see theirs.
Okay.
Okay.
That was my question. So if it's a reappointment, y'all do not need to see the credentials that we have on file.
And that was
okay.
what we stated last time.
Okay. I thought that was right, but just those boards can cause issues, and I just want to clarify.
Exactly, and we want to make sure we balance them out accordingly and make sure we're looking at, because it is council, mayor and council's job to make sure we're looking at those boards when we reappoint them. Good time for policy and procedures. That's why I instituted the last meeting that Ms. Walden, Mr. Chambers, and Ms. Shinholster will be working on our policies and procedures. Ms. Jordan and I talk quite often, and I feel that if it's ever a time we're going to straighten up anything, now's the time to get it straightened out. We can't do anything about what is put in place or not handled or whatever before now, but moving forward, we want to try to do the best to make sure we have our policies and procedures up to date. I think that's all I have at this time. So since we do have a GMC here tonight to make a report, I'm not going to prolong anything. If that's okay with you, Mr. Griffin, I'll let you go ahead and turn it over to them or however you want to.
Yes, ma'am. We, as has been our habit, at least for the last couple of years, at our first meeting in November, we have Georgia Military College here to give their update to Mayor and Council about the things that are going on their campus. We have with us tonight Colonel Nelson Kraft and Dr. Steve Greer that will be our presenters for the night. General Caldwell had shoulder replacement surgery this morning, and so that's the reason he's not with us, but Colonel Kraft shared with me when he came in that the surgery went well, and things have gone well there. So with that, gentlemen, I'll turn it over to y'all and say welcome.
Thank you very much. Madam Mayor, Madam Mayor, you okay? You got me. City Council, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of General Caldwell, just want to thank you for allowing us to come in this evening and provide you a quick update on what's going on your campus here in Milledgeville, Georgia. And while I'm up here, I just want to again, on behalf of the entire leadership and Board of Trustees, just thank you for the support that you give, to our college campus and our prep school. We are truly blessed here in the city of Milledgeville to have such an awesome leadership team, and we just appreciate you a lot. So without further ado, I'll get started with the update. So as you can see there, we're calling this the Pathways of Opportunity. So this is something new that you may have not seen before with Georgia Military College. We've really necked it down into 4 main pathways, and we like to present these as we are global. We are around the world with our global online college. Okay, we do have students outside of this country. We're national right here in Milledgeville with our main campus. And as you fully know, our core cadets comes from all of the states, across as far away as Hawaii and California, all the way up to New England. They're from Puerto Rico, you name it. And our athletic program, which only resides here in Milledgeville at the main campus, is primarily Georgia, but it does reach into to the bordering states of South Carolina, Tennessee, Alabama, and Florida. But again, global with the global online, national with our main campus here in Milledgeville, and then moving further to the right is our community college campuses. And we have 12 of those statewide. And again, we do serve as a community college here in Milledgeville to the men and women of Baldwin County and the bordering counties. But really, the majority of our students are from across the nation. But our 12 community colleges across the state, have that statewide reach, which is very unique just to GMC. And then locally, again, talked about the community college role that we play, but obviously everybody knows with GMC Prep, our preparatory school is just, providing an excellent education here in Milledgeville, and Dr. Greer is going to come up in a little bit to talk about that a little bit more. Okay, so again, is keeping with the theme of just updating what is new, I just want to report to y'all that, college has never been more affordable than it is right now. And you'll see a bunch of numbers up there with regards to how much, how many scholarships are given by the institution itself, how many scholarships are given from the foundation. But I would tell you down at the very bottom, you see that $13,000, for a young man and woman that, qualifies Pell, might qualify for Hope or Zell Miller. I mean, they're walking away with a refund check almost every quarter. And one thing that's not listed up there, and I'm sure you're all tracking, is the HER funds that we're getting from the federal government right now. And this number changes per quarter, but just this last quarter, every one of our students received a check for $550 just for being a student at GMC. So I would just tell you, if you know anyone that is holding back because they don't think they can afford it, college has never been more affordable, and that, the proof's right there, as you can see with the numbers. This is a snapshot of our college numbers, and this is, again, across the state. So global online here in Milledgeville, and then at the other 12 community college campuses. As you can see there, close to 50% of our students now are online. And I would tell you there's a nice combination of offering in-seat and online, but online is picking up. Also like to highlight there, which is seen to get us some attention lately, is that based on our minority percentage, we're 57% minority for the entire institution of student body, and that qualifies us to be named a predominantly black institution. And I would tell you, we're proud of that distinction. And folks seem to be, taking an eye to us a little bit more just because of that distinction. And then lastly, and this really isn't new, but good to reinforce, at the very bottom, 68% of our graduates that go on to four-year colleges and university stay right here in Georgia and go to a USG school. So I think that's a pretty great thing to be proud of. So last year, at the end of the year, we had the most college graduates that we've ever had in the school's history, with 1,992. And you can see that's, just going back 10 years, that's a 66% increase in grads. And so that's another just great news story. And General Caldwell holds me accountable for our graduate numbers here in Milledgeville, and that's a tough one to follow, but we're gonna give it everything we got. So with sports, one big change, and that's if you look real close at that picture, you might recognize the mayor in that photo with our football team. We've changed the focus of our junior college athletic program this year. And in that, while we will take student athletes from around the country, we want to be the first choice for young men and women graduating from high school in the state of Georgia. We want to be Georgia's team. And so for young men and women that may have missed their opportunity to continue to compete, on the athletic field, we want to give them that opportunity. And we're as many of you know, our softball team just this past year, 100% Georgia residents, and they went on to compete at the national competition. And I think the football team is well over 70% Georgia now. So we're making those strides to really focus and give those opportunities inside the state of Georgia. So that's kind of a change. Talked about softball. Our men's soccer team just qualified for the national competition, so they'll be heading out, I believe, Friday for a competition next week, and that's in Kansas, Topeka, Kansas. And then we've had a lot of success here recently with our junior college golf teams competing at the national level every year, and quite honestly placing either first or second. So our athletic program with our athletic director Rob Manchester is just doing a fantastic job, and we're happy to report all things are great with our athletic program. All right, Hank, I think I might need there we go. Also going great on campus is our Corps cadets, and I know you all know that. You see them in town, you see them at the store. The only major change with our Corps cadets this year is that our football players no longer have to be in the Corps cadets to play football. This is the first year that a couple years back we said, okay, they only have to do their freshman year. Well, this year we removed that requirement, and I would tell you it has had an amazing impact not only on our football team but our Corps cadets. And they were great kids, no matter how you slice it, whether they're playing football or in the Corps cadets. But what this did was free up more space for more opportunity for kids that wanted the military discipline and leadership development, character development. It enabled them to get in, because before there just wasn't a seat or a bed, really, because the football team had it. And I would tell you, Coach Manchester was able to recruit, him and his coaches were able to recruit a great group of kids, and even more, and really increase his roster. I think we're sitting at 115 football players this year, and you just can't do that if you have that freshman requirement. So, and the good news is, as you can see there, last term we were at 218 cadets, and our goal was 200. So we exceeded our goal for last quarter, and again, we have all the other programs remain the same. And they're doing fantastic. Last thing I want to report on is we continue to be proud of the employment opportunity that we provide the city of Milledgeville. As you can see up there, we totally and this is the institution, so the president and his staff, the college, which is our team, my team, and then at the prep school all together. Employ 514 men and women here in Milledgeville, and we're proud of that. And subject to your questions, and if you think of something as Dr. Greer comes up here to brief you on the prep school, please let me know. But at this time, I'd like to call Dr. Greer up to the podium to talk a little bit about the prep school.
Thank you, Colonel Kraft. Good evening, everybody. Good evening. Well, this is my first time here in front of this illustrious group, so it's a pleasure, that's for sure. As many of you know, I took over the helm as the principal on June 1st, depending on who you ask. I say it's June 1st. Some other people say July 31st, but I started to become responsible for all the issues on June 1st. I do know that much. I am going to tag off what Colonel Kraft said about college being affordable. You know, my daughter is a prep school grad. She graduated in 2020. And since then, she started at GMC. So she just finished her degree in May because of her dual enrollment classes. So she got her degree there. And then she stayed on for her pre-nursing degree, and she's finished up in December. I say that because as he was talking, I realized that she was getting a check for $1,300 a quarter from GMC. So I appreciate it, Colonel Kraft. We'll take it. She's paying her rent at home. And she just got her first HERF fund check. I think it was $500 and some odd dollars. So when he says it's never been more affordable, it's absolutely right. All right. I started with this slide because, you know, it's not all about military and fun and parades and military and JRTC. You know, a preparatory school has to focus on their academics first and foremost. If you know anything about K through 12 education, you understand certainly that AP scores are a big deal. If you have an AP program in your high school, that typically sets you apart from schools that don't. It is not easy to have an AP program. What I'm most proud about is our AP program is tremendous. If you look on the stats there, very few schools get 100% at any AP class. It's literally unheard of. The school system I came from, there was never a class that received 100% AP scores for every single student that took the AP test. So that's pretty huge in academics. So it's not only a prep school that's rigorous, but it's also one that has a quality education, and we're very proud of that. We added AP History last year. If you know anything about AP classes, AP History is taken in the 10th grade, AP Language and AP Bio is taken in the 11th grade, and then AP Stats and AP Calc is taken in senior. So if you're one of those kids that's taken all 5 AP classes and you've made it, you're going to Georgia Tech or UGA or the Military Academy or something like that. It's pretty hard to do, pretty rigorous classes. This is a snapshot of last year. The pandemic year, I call it. I also call it a banner year for us. When some schools weren't open fully, we did what others didn't think we could do, and we pulled it off. Not only did we pull it off, but it was remarkable what these kids were able to do. You know, General Call implemented the 5-step program. We followed it religiously, and the results are on the slide. 77 graduates, 100% graduation rate for the last 11 years. I'm very proud that 94% of those kids out of 77 are in college today. That's pretty high stat, but we are a college prep program, so that's kind of our expectation. I would also say that what is really amazing, and probably because we're co-located at GMC campus, if you look at our kids took 2,345 college quarter credit hours. That one class there of 77 graduates, they took over 2,000 college quarter hours in their junior, senior year. That's pretty phenomenal. They're also pretty good athletes. You've seen it, you read in the paper, we took home 9 GHSA state titles, 3 team titles, and 6 individual titles. So not only awesome in the classroom, but they're also on the playing field. All right, Hank, I'm trying, and maybe it's not working for me. Okay, great. And here's the really good news. I'm going to start with the middle one. If you didn't know, we're 10-0 for the first time in GMC history. I would have bet my paycheck that would not have been up there, just based on our history. But when you bring in a leader like Coach Coleman and the school gets behind you, it can truly move mountains. And we are so proud of those kids. They believe in themselves for the first time in a long time, and they are just making it happen. You know, we won the region title, haven't done that since 1960. We will play this coming Saturday at 7:30, so if you want a ticket, you got to get it from GoFan online. Please come out and watch these incredible kids. We play Manchester, a very tough opponent, but we're looking forward to trying to make it to this first round of the state playoffs and get off to the second round. Our Prep 1 Act Play won region championships again for the 8th year in a row. They compete at the state competition this coming Saturday in Warner Robins. If you've never seen a Prep 1 Act Play, you are missing out because we're just right across the street. It is the most phenomenal group of kids that sing and dance that you'll ever see. I saw the first one when I first got here, and it was the Addams Family Play. And I could not believe it. I sat there for an hour, and when I left, my mouth was sore from smiling the whole time. It's just amazing what these kids can do under the direction of Mark Reaver and Jenny Moore. So come out and watch one. We have the spring show coming up. We'd like to invite you to the Winter Gala we do outside on the Grant Parade Field. It'll be December 7th. Come out there. We'll have hot chocolate for you. Bring your blankets and your lawn chairs and come watch awesome performance. There'll be 525 kids from 3rd grade through 12th grade participating in that thing, so it's going to be huge. And then, of course, our Raiders. You know, we hang our hat on Raiders because we are a military school. And they recently won 2 state titles again. They continue to rack up state titles every single year. They just competed in the Nationals this past weekend. And I will say, if you haven't heard, at the national competition in Molina, Georgia, which is out at Camp, I forget the name, I'll think of it in a second. But out in Molina, Georgia, right as the award ceremony on Sunday was about to happen, the announcer got up and said, look, you know, we have a missing cadet. And of course, all of us who were waiting for the award said, what do you mean a missing cadet? And he said, the sheriff's department here, they're about to set up a command post, and we're looking for volunteers who want to come search for this missing cadet from Florida. So everybody, not just GMC parents and coaches, but everybody stood up off their chairs and went over there and reported in. So while the awards was going on, none of the parents or the principals or the coaches were able to see it because we were out there looking for this cadet. Thank God they found her in Alabama yesterday, safe and sound. So we were very fortunate. But that's just an indicator of the type of parents that we have, as well as the other schools that bring their cadets to the Raider Nationals. This is a snapshot of where we started this year. We started on time, August 6, 2021. You're probably familiar. We added kindergarten, 1st and 2nd grade this year. We will also add another kindergarten classroom next year, so we'll have 3 of those. The long-term vision here is we're going to add kindergarten next year, and then each year after we'll add another grade in elementary school until we have 3 classes in every grade in elementary school, so that'll be K through 5, and we'll add 1 a year. So we're currently looking for a new kindergarten teacher. If you know anybody who's dynamite, we would love to talk to them. We're also looking for 2 kindergarten parapros. We're also looking for a prep trainer, athletic trainer, because we lost ours at Georgia College, and a U.S. history teacher. You can see we are 100% full kindergarten in the bottom right corner. For next year's kindergarten class, we're already 100% full, so it does fill up. If you know anybody that wants to be part of the GMC Prep School team, we have a thing called Future Bulldogs. They go into our website, put their $500 in, goes towards their yearly tuition, and they sign up. And believe it or not, we literally have parents who sign up the month their children are born, literally. That's a true statement. So there's a lot of desire to get over there for a number of reasons. I think we have a quality education. We've got a great faculty and staff. And, of course, it's because of people like you here today that support what we're doing is the reason why parents want to send their kids there. We couldn't do it without you, that's for sure.
It finally worked for you, and
I'm going to go back. I need to go back 1, I think.
All right.
I think I skipped it. That's the overhead image of our new track complex. It's black now. It's a black tarmac now, but it will be red. This week, hopefully, if the rain holds off, it'll be red, and it's going to look beautiful. There'll be a big Georgia Bulldog in the middle of that thing. There's going to be a new concession stand, and we're going to start hosting our track meets. We've won many state track competitions in the past just by using the local county track. So we're hoping this year we're really going to do pretty well at the state track. So we will actually do the ribbon cutting probably in the spring, I believe. When the winter passes, we'll do that in the spring. So you all will get an invitation. One more.
Seems to have a mind of its own tonight, doesn't it?
If you haven't read the newspaper, then you probably don't realize that we just partnered with an amazing organization who helps veterans and mortgages called New Day USA. They were down last week for the groundbreaking of the new Center for Leadership. So it's a Center for Leadership called the New Day USA Center for Leadership. It's home to our GMC Performing Arts program, so that's prep performing arts, our one-act play, etc., as well as the junior college plays. It'll be an 820-seat auditorium in there. And we also, due to this partnership with New Day, pretty unique, it's also the Center for Leadership and Leadership Speaker Series. What that means is New Day is funding 4 renowned speakers, leadership speakers, every year to the tune of $150,000 each speaker to bring them into Milledgeville and to start this process. So they're going to pay for 4 of them for the next 10 years annually. And we're actually going to start it in Goldstein this spring before this evening gets finished. Unfortunately, one of the names that was mentioned was Colin Powell. Unfortunately, he recently passed. Condoleezza Rice has been mentioned. I mean, there's some pretty high, powerful speakers that have been mentioned We can't wait to get into Milledgeville and see what it actually does. And of course, you guys will all receive an invitation. So we're very excited about that partnership. I'll tell you one other thing about their partnership, which is I really appreciate it as a principal. They're also funding scholarships, up to 50 scholarships per year, and it's called a Diversity and Leadership Scholarship. And what that means is they're going to take a kid K through 8 and pay for their entire tuition all the way through high school graduation, up to $10,000 a year. And our tuition isn't anywhere near $10,000, so that's pretty. It's going to be pretty impactful for the prep school. So that's a total of $12 million investment from New Day USA. It's going to be transformational for GMC. We can't wait to see what it does. We can't wait to see this building being finished for the kids and what it's going to bring to the community. So. There you go. If you don't already have our contact information that's on your screen there, I'm sure you all know how to get a hold of us. We would love to talk to you. If you ever want to come out and visit the campus, you want to see something that you heard about, you're not quite sure about, we'll be glad to roll out the red carpet for you. We give tours every single day. We'd love to have you come join us for lunch. We'd love to have you come meet the students, more importantly, because that's what it's all about, is taking care of those students out there. I would also tell you that I'm not sure how you guys do it here, but one thing we used to do in Dodge County when I taught JRTC is we used to have cadets come and actually post the colors during city council meetings and county commission meetings. We didn't do it all the time, but on special occasions. So I would extend that to you, that if you ever have a need for that, please contact us. We'd love to have our cadets come over and do that. It's a pretty exciting time for them as well. So even though it may not seem like a big deal, it is for those young kids that come to the city council and the county commission meeting. So please reach out to us, and we're happy to make that happen. Pending your questions, we're happy to turn over your work session to you and get out of your hair. But I will tell you, when I started with, I told you it was a pleasure to be here, and I'm going to end with, it's a pleasure to be here. I know you guys have a tough job. I know that because I ran for city council in Eastman. Unfortunately, I didn't win. I guess it could be fortunate that I didn't win, because I know how difficult your job is. So I appreciate you, and I appreciate your willingness to be a public servant to this community, which I plan to make my home until I pass away. So thank you very much for your time. We really appreciate you. God bless you. Good night.
Any questions? Thank you all so much for coming out and informing us on what's coming in the near future. And I always take the opportunity to have my special bragging rights of your number 3 top track runner, Jada Warren.
Yes, ma'am.
That's
right.
Out of 167 females, she ranked number 3. That's my family.
That's right. That's right.
So,
and she won the region championship, Jada Warren.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if you knew this, but I caught her talking to the National Guard recruiter the other day.
Oh, no.
So, so I think she's going to join the National Guard. That's what she indicated to me. And she may come right here to GMC and be the Corps of Cadets and run cross country for us. So maybe you'll keep her around for 2 more years.
2 more years. Mm-hmm.
Right, yeah.
Okay.
Mayor, I don't have a question. I just have a comment. I just want to say thank you. You brought some powerful information, and I'm going to be looking out for some of your openings that you have, and have some teachers who may be interested.
Yes, ma'am. Please do. Please do. I tell you, I hate to say it, but, the nature of the beast in education is, and when we have an opening, we get a lot of dynamic teachers that want to come to the prep school for a variety of reasons. And I don't like to use the word steal, but, a lot of Baldwin County teachers have come over there and teach with us, and they're always great. So you hate to do that to one school system to be a gain of the other school system. But we do appreciate so many people applying, and we get a lot of people apply.
You brought some powerful information.
Well, thank you, ma'am. Well, thank you for your time, ma'am. I appreciate it.
At the beginning of your little talk, you said that GMC was blessed to be here. We are blessed to have GMC.
Well, thank you.
We really are.
Thank you.
It means a lot to this entire community.
Well, it's been around since 1879, that's for sure.
I know.
And I've heard it's gone through some tough times.
It has.
But I think we're on the right glide path now. It's
That's good.
you guys are always welcome, and we sincerely mean that.
You've really done
Don't
a
be a
lot over
stranger.
there. It looks beautiful.
Well, thank you. We have a fantastic engineering department.
You sure do.
I'd give you $5 for every piece of trash you pick up over there, and I'd only have to pull out about 10 probably, because we have a great engineering department. Thank you very much for your time. Have a great evening.
Thank you. Were you going to say
I'm
something?
good. The only thing I was going to say is I think the amazing part of the whole story is where GMC was headed probably in the 70s, early 80s, and where it is now. It wouldn't have taken much to take it down at one point in time, and that was so sad. But yet, it's amazing, it really is. And what you guys do, really proud of you.
Thank you. We're blessed, no doubt. Got great teachers and great students. That makes all the difference in the world.
Oh yeah, keeps you motivated.
That's right. Just keep you on your toes.
Thank you all so much.
Night.
All right, have a good night. Thank you.
Good night. Thank you.
Thank y'all.
Thank you.
Ms. Griffith, have we changed? Did you drop this?
No, I just have not put mine on.
Okay. Because I can't ask them to have on one if everybody else is going. Yeah.
We're kind of separated down here, so
I'm doing separation.
Did you hear Mr.
I
Moses?
did.
We walked our distance off while ago. And we're
Well,
good.
You know, I'm fine with that, but when we have people in the audience and we're telling them, we have a visitor in the house tonight, and I heard him say, "Oh, let me go back to my car." And he went back, and now he's sitting here and he has this mask on. That's the only reason why I'm asking that question.
I'm
If
hoping
you're
it
gonna
won't be
drop
very
it,
much longer.
Yeah.
Bear Bottoms stopped theirs in the city of Atlanta today.
Right.
So if they can drop theirs, I believe we can drop ours before too much longer. So, y'all don't really need to see everything that I've got going on up there, do you?
We don't want to see.
Y'all welcome to come come be a part of all that if y'all want to. I do have a couple of other just highlights, some things that I sent out to y'all there if I can, and add a little bit of information to it. First of all, I want to tell you that the connection of the master meter on P.A. Johns Road that was occurring this morning occurred without any issues. Water was restored to the P.A. Johns, Chumley, Yacht Club Road areas probably pretty close to 1 o'clock. That vault and meter installation was necessary to do that part of phase 3 of the water and sewer system transfer that was part of service delivery. We've got one other vault and master meter to install over there that will service the legacy condos, and we're working through that now. It had originally been scheduled or planned to go just to the east of entrance going into the legacy, but there was just a lot going on with utilities there, so we're gonna have to move on down the road a little bit, and we're working on trying to get any necessary easements for that. But both of those master meters are necessary in order for us to be able to measure the water that's going to those areas to charge the county for that water usage. I mentioned also in the report information that I sent to you that downtown Christmas decoration installations would begin on November 15th. We will obviously send you more information on this, but I want to give you some specific dates in that the menorah lighting will be on Sunday, November 28th, the first night of Hanukkah at 6 o'clock. And then first Friday for December will be the Christmas tree lighting and the other Christmas festivities that will be going on downtown. I will just say it's my understanding we may even have a little bit of snow downtown that night, so you may want to come down and see what that's all about. So probably not enough to make a snowball, but at least make it festive, or at least make it look like a Hallmark Christmas movie while it's going on. That's really all the information that I had to share, Mayor, unless there's questions about anything that I sent out in my latest report, or questions about anything else for that matter.
What did you put something in there about the building? We were supposed to have the contractual agreement by October 1. Did you put it? Did I see anything in there?
What building?
Where we've been supplying the fencing right here off Wayne.
I have not. There was nothing in here. We did not get a revolving loan application on that building. So they did not meet the requirements of the mediation. So, Mr. Jordan, you want to add
just very
anything to
briefly,
that?
'cause I don't want to discuss all the legal aspects of it unless we go into closed session, but we're proceeding to follow our ordinance and take that matter through municipal court and proceed from there. There'll be some decisions to make as to whether or not we want to, as a city, whether we want to take the necessary steps to, do whatever needs to be done relative to securing the building as it stands right now, pending what would ultimately be a lien placed on the building and a sale of the building to foreclose that lien. It would then be the property owner's option to come in and pay that and retain ownership of the building, or somebody else bidding on the building to buy it. It's I have not heard from Mr. Simmons' lawyer. I've reached out to him a couple of times as to what Mr. Simmons' status was. When we left the mediation, he was all gung-ho and was already delivering paperwork and tax returns and all kinds of stuff. And, we haven't heard anything
Okay.
since, so I'm not sure what.
Devaluation of the building, probably.
Well, based on what we were told the sales price was versus, well, I think there'd been one offer made on the building, which didn't come close. I can't remember what the numbers were, but woefully short of what.
I can imagine.
About 10% of what the initial asking
Yeah.
cost was. I'm sorry,
So-
Mayor, that building was not even in my brain when you asked about that. I was just going,
I guess I was just asking because, like I said, you shared that work that was going on Hancock was a part of Verizon. I was just wondering where we were with the other part of it.
Well, it's a shame because there's obviously money to be loaned to rehab the building to some degree, but
Okay.
we are.
yeah, that was really going to be a win-win for everybody if it had worked out. But
Yeah.
let me mention one other thing about this Phase 3 of the water and sewer system transfer. We will not transfer the customers in Phase 3 until we get those 2 master meters installed. So once that second meter gets installed, we will probably be looking at a 30-day transition to getting all of the customers changed over or transferred to the county. The way we do that is we get a final read on the water usage as our customer, and then a contractor for the county comes in and we pull our automatic read device off the meter and they put theirs on. And so we have a final reading with our device. We know the bill, that's what we bill on. And then from there, if there are refunds to send to the customers from deposits after that, they get that refund, and then their next bill comes from the county. So Phase 4 is going to be pretty in-depth. There's got to be some metering at Log Cabin and Jefferson and Sinclair Dam Road. There's also a portion of the GMC Road, Den Haven area that can be serviced by line, a main that crosses the lake coming off of the Corral Road area, so it's got to be figured in how that works, and that phase 4 may take a little while, but we'll get through the process. And of course, customers are never transferred until we get all of the workings together. So phase 1 was the easiest, phase 2 the next easiest, 3 the next, and then 4 is going to be, it's going to take a little bit of work, but we'll get through that.
Did we get our paving machine? Have we got it yet?
We got the paving machine. We have not gotten the patching truck yet. They are still waiting on a chassis on the patching truck. So we in terms of our heavy equipment, we have really experienced major supply chain issues.
I know everybody's having trouble getting parts. Cars or anything.
The actual patching part of the truck's ready to go. It's just, and we talked about the possibility of buying a chassis ourselves and sending it to the company to put on, but the way their purchase process works is if we do that, that has the potential to void the warranty on the patching part if it doesn't go on the chassis that they spec out. So we just chose not to do that. We're also looking at another street sweeper. I mentioned that to y'all in some information I sent out to you last week. But if we ordered it today, we're 60 to 90 days out on delivery of it. So
Where are we? Are we still looking at our code enforcement person, or have you?
we are. We're looking at a person, and also looking at the potential to contract it out.
So I saw Steve Edwards, of course, at the Board of.
Yes, I reported back to him the decision that you all made 2 weeks ago, and he is in the process of sending us a new proposal for a 12-month re-up that will be brought to y'all probably at the November meeting, but definitely by the first meeting in December, or the second meeting in November, but definitely by the first meeting in December. It is my hope, and I anticipate that we will have Kathy Cox here in 2 weeks, the new president of Georgia College, so that she can have the opportunity to meet y'all. Y'all can have the opportunity to meet her. I was at the Southeastern Model African Union reception, and Ms. Shinholster and I were there for the opening ceremonies last week, and had the opportunity to chat briefly with President Cox, and she is getting settled in. She laughed. I said, "Are you getting settled in?" She said, "I think so, but I've been here 30 days, so don't ask me anything yet." But I think she's going to be good for Georgia College. I think she's going to be good for our city, and I look forward to her getting up here and having the opportunity for everybody to meet everybody else, and let you hear a little bit about her and her plans for the college. And that is on schedule right now for the work session in 2 weeks, unless that changes for something with them. So.
Any questions, concerns, comments from anybody else?
That's all I have, Mayor.
Wow, 15 minutes early? Let me go and call
A
this
while
before
since
Mr.
we've had a
Green.
break in between the work session and the meeting. That's not a bad thing.
Good thing. All right, then, so, Mr. Jordan, do you need to elaborate on anything?
No, ma'am, not that,
All right,
not
then.
tonight.
Nothing else needing to be said, then I'm gonna adjourn the work session at 6:18. I got to get used to the time change. At 6:18, meeting adjourned, Mr. Denuza.